everyone. As a person who's chronically on the internet, as a person who is unemployed and got nothing better to do, I spend a lot of time on Instagram, YouTube, and all kinds of platforms just swiping. And thus, of course, like all of us, the story of Liz being cheated on, Wizard Liz, came my way. And up until that point, I never heard of Wizard Liz. And I started reading the comments and seeing people who tagged her. I started seeing, how social media works. Whenever you see something on a platform, it starts appearing suddenly out of nowhere everywhere. So I started seeing commentary about it, people talking about it, the comments, and I noticed this trend that in my opinion, I feel is like far more destructive than what it was intended with this act that I'm referring to. Like, the act on itself and the intention is harmless, but I believe that the way that we approach it and the thought process creates far more problems in the future than what we are trying to achieve right now. Let me elaborate how in part 2. So the main thing that I was seeing that I had a problem with was girls saying, if Liz got cheated on, then I stand no chance. Or saying Mother Liz cheated on, or the saying that men will cheat regardless of how you look like. And I have a lot of opinions when it comes to these sentences. Anything that alludes to this same idea that men will cheat regardless, or men are all cheaters. Let's pause for a sec and go take a step back to the main event. Let's take an example for the main event as Wizard Liz being cheated on, alright? So we come and let's say two girls are having a chatter about Wizard Liz, and one of them is telling the other, girl, you will be cheated on nonetheless. Men will cheat on you regardless of how you look like. And what are you intending with saying that? Like, if Liz was in front of you, you are intending to console her, telling her that there's nothing wrong with her, right? But the downside of that sentence is that we are unconsciously alluding to the fact that you will be cheated on nonetheless. It makes cheating inevitable. You cannot escape it. There's no running away from being cheated on. You will be cheated on. I think that that's crazy, that this is how we decide to approach this topic. I think that this is just absurd, because we desensitize women and females to the idea of being cheated on. And I feel like this is far more destructive than what we intend to do. We intend to console or make girls, like, really the intention is consoling solely. Other than that, there is no benefit to saying such sentences like men will cheat. Even Angelina Jolie got cheated on, and like, that's true. But let me put it in another way. A cheater will cheat regardless of how you look like. A man who decided to cheat will cheat regardless of how you look like. It's not all men are gonna cheat. Saying men will cheat regardless means all men. No, let's just say that cheaters will cheat. Of course, my cat in the background doing some foul shit. Anyways, so men will cheat regardless of how you look like. A man with cheating on his mind will cheat regardless of how you look like. That is more accurate and less destructive than us saying all men will cheat. Because let's say, as a girl who is or just got into a relationship, which I did. I just got into a relationship 6 months ago, and when I first got into the relationship with my boyfriend, I found myself weirdly insecure and thinking about being cheated on more than ever, even though I'm not the type to be like, I'm not paranoid. I I never had this issue before. I dated before, I dated before my boyfriend, and yet I was paranoid of the idea of being cheated on. And I feel like it is because of the amount of media and females and influencers and everybody telling you you will be cheated on nonetheless. If doll looking like girls got cheated on, then I don't stand a chance. And that is just sad. That is just sad. The desensitization of cheating starts with us saying all men will cheat regardless of how you look like. I feel like this is far more destructive than we intend for it to be. First of all, good men will think that all men will cheat, so might as well. And cheaters will not even try. Like, they will get in a relationship and be like, they say that men's cheating is normal, so, and they say that all men cheat, so. And of course, this is not something conscious that happens into the man's brain, It's not like the man sits with himself and makes that decision. No, it's just the continuous hearing of us generalizing and desensitizing the idea and normalizing it that men, you eventually will get cheated on. Men are more likely to end up cheating because the cheating of men in particular, I'm sure that you heard the sentence, oh my god, no, men cheating is way easier to handle than a woman cheating, because if a woman cheats, it's more emotional. But this is far more destructive. Like, there is no benefit to such sentences, y'all. There is no benefit. Seriously. These normalizations, like us making men infidelity less of a problem than women's infidelity, this is crazy. I just wanted to sit and think about this for a second. And the more you repeat to your girlfriend that you will be cheated on a girl regardless of how you look like, the more she will be petrified the second she likes a guy. Because she will be waiting to be cheated on. When it shouldn't be something you put into consideration, because you consider that the other human is a normal human when you are entering a relationship, and he will know that cheating is a red line. But I feel like with how much we talk about cheating, with using this kind of language, it became less of a problem for men to think about cheating, the act of cheating itself. They don't think about consequences. When we keep on saying sentences like men will cheat regardless of, and I'm not gonna continue with regardless of what, they will use regardless how you look like, regardless how much you weigh, regardless of how successful. But that creates more problems. Even you will be numb to the idea of being cheated on. And I know that I went on a tangent. I know that I go crazy and keep repeating the same 4 sentences. It's just, I feel like this is far more harmful. We look like and we sound like we have zero faith in men, which when you get in a relationship, you should have faith in the man that you are with to not cheat on you, and have common sense that cheating is not acceptable. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, please let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd love to have that conversation. If I missed anything, I think that we can have more discussions about this topic. Thank you.